How did you like the show? How did you enjoy it? Well, thanks for coming. We've got the whole team who made the show here. Would you like to meet them, shall we? All right. How spry you are and how much, I don't know, willpower, and after a while I started to take it as an insult to myself.
No, I know, it's actually, I was so excited to see you, be on the show, be amongst the living, man, it's pretty awesome.
Whose idea was it to do this, to turn this into a television show and to start using these vehicles in such a particular way?
Well, I guess Rory was championing that idea, weren't you? I was shooting Hawkeye at the time, and he put together this hour-and-a-half long presentation. He had all these, like, you could tell the story. It was very embarrassing.
My kids taught me how to use iMovie, and I have like thousands of hours on my iPhone, and I put it together with these cheesy graphics. I thought it looked awesome. It was like this year's Academy Award for Best Animation goes, and it wasn't to me. It was an hour and a half, and he kept saying, dude, like, I'm exhausted, I'm hungry, I'm starving, is this thing gonna frickin' end? Like, what's the point of this thing? I go, the point is, you're hoarding these vehicles, you keep saying you're gonna sell one or two of them, you don't. You know, I got the Auto Trader hotline on his phone and the app, and he's like, what am I gonna do with this stuff? He was gonna create businesses for kids, like a fire truck with a slide and a soft serve ice cream cone and a DJ booth. And I just sat there, I was great if you got like 2 of these things like you said you did, but you got hundreds. You see that scene in the lot, and I asked which ones are his? It looks like a municipal parking lot for like city vehicle. I'm not joking you. And I thought, like, well, I was trying to figure out which fire truck was his. They're all his, and that's just one lot. There's another lot, and he just bought another lot. And he swore he was not gonna buy any more vehicles, and literally last week, and now he's hiding them from me. He used to hide them from his mom. He's like, I'm on his photo link on one of his Dropboxes. He doesn't realize when he downloads something, it shows up on my phone. And I texted him, I go, dude, what the hell are these? You said no more. He's like, it's gonna be like 10 seasons of this show, man. I mean, you got enough for 50 seasons, dude. You'll be dead by the time you use these vehicles.
I think what Rory's trying to say is this is not a screening, it's an intervention.
Yeah,
The neighbors must love this too. Maybe Jeremy collects parking lots.
Yeah.
And he's just filling those. Have you ever thought about that?
This is why you're here, Jimmy.
Yeah.
This is why you're here, buddy.
Patrick, so you went to all these different cities, and how does it work from a crew standpoint? Do you bring the entirety of your team, or do you hire people locally to make it feel as local as possible?
We had a little of both. So we had a great team in Reno, and they traveled with us, many of them to many of the locations, but then we also hired in a lot of locals at each spot that knew the places and could help us when we were there.
And was the idea that you wanted to visit places that hadn't been seen and really get to the essence of the cities you were profiling?
Yeah, every place we went, we really wanted to really dive into the culture and meet the people that are going to be using the bus and meet the people that needed help. And it was really important that Jeremy interact with them, especially Rory interacted with them, and really try to build their wants and needs into the bus and into the other vehicles.
Romilda, who worked harder on this, you or Patrick?
I don't think Patrick ever worked on this.
No. It was just my vacation the whole
It was
time.
vacation. But the funny part is that you really wanted to show the video to Disney to pitch the show. And it was a screening, no pitch. That was the funny part.
I'm not a TV guy. I don't know what these. It turns out they're 30 seconds long, not an hour and a half. It turns out
You were slightly off.
I was slightly off. Like my opening credits were the length of the pitch.
Roxy, I want to read some of your biographical information for those who may or may not know. 14-year U.S. Army veteran, served 3 tours during Operation and Operation Iraqi Freedom. Served as an airborne qualified intelligence analyst with the 82nd Airborne, 7th Special Forces Group, and 4th PSYOPs Group, which is Psychological Operations. Which was harder, Afghanistan or Jeremy's dumb ideas?
Honestly, his ideas are really ambitious. When we presented, like, here's our concept drawings, here's what we're gonna do. I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna do this. I mean, it was just wild. And I mean, it was his passion though and drive for what he was doing and helping these kids really, I think, motivated all of us builders to give it 110% and do what we could for these children.
Did you try to talk him out of any of his ideas?
No, definitely not. No.
None of them?
No, he just had a passion, like, okay, we're doing this. We're doing this for Hawkeye. Like, this is crazy, you know? Like,
Didn't you have to take like an entire wall out of a bus and then make the bus still drive?
yes.
Yeah. Is that safe to drive a bus that doesn't have a wall? 100%. You guys, I noticed in the parking lot, you brought all these buses out here. You got a couple of them. Who drove those buses out here?
They don't let me drive anything, Jimmy. I don't operate power tools. I do nothing.
You're not allowed to run motorized anything?
Nothing at all. No.
Yeah.
They let me use the water fountain. That's about it.
Well, yeah, after what you did on iMovie, they're probably cautious about anything that has any
Roxy
repercussions.
set up my Instagram account, which is 600 followers, not 600K, it's 600. So everyone in the audience gets to follow me because Roxy she's psyops for the military, but she's actually the greatest social media person you can have on your side.
Well, yeah, I mean, social media basically is psyops, isn't it?
Kind of is, yeah.
Are you, hey, will you repurpose that fucking snowblower? Porta potty or something like that?
It's a snowcat, and it's a necessity actually on the property because we got so much snow up there. My mom wants to light it on fire and have a big old party, lighting it on fire.
Kind of fun, yeah, like a Burning Man type of thing.
No, but the thing's amazing. I love this thing, and it's a necessity. It's how we get to the house when we go on these giant snowstorms. I just got to learn to drive it better.
Who came up with the name Rennervations, and how psyched were you guys when you hit on that one? I mean, it's like you were born into
He
it.
didn't want to be. He hated the whole idea. Don't use my name. He didn't like it. We had to con him into it. To build it.
What name did you want for it, Jeremy?
Good machines.
Good Machines?
Yeah.
Well, you know what that shows? Even though you're the star of the show, you allowed them to outvote you. Or maybe they did this while you were in the hospital? Yeah. Just draw up the logo fast. Just sign here. Let's talk about some of the famous people, and anybody feel free to jump in about who traveled with you and helped to set these things up and to present them. I know that I'm not sure which episode you guys just watched because was it the first episode? The Chicago episode, and I know Anthony Mackie was in one of the episodes.
Vanessa Hudgens, yeah. Sebastian Yatra and Anil Kapoor.
She was in the Chicago, yeah, right. And I'm sorry, who else did you say?
Anil Kapoor
And
and Sebastian Yatra.
And what cities did you visit with them?
Sebastian was in Cabo, Mexico, and then Rajasthan, India for Anil Kapoor.
And how do you get these vehicles over there?
Well, we got the one in Rajasthan, right? You can actually talk to that one.
So you had to buy another one.
Yeah, it's going international.
And to feed the purpose.
Feeding the illness, the sickness, yeah.
And would you guys go through like the penny saver when you get there? How does that work?
Patrick, that's on you, dude.
Yeah, it's all online now, Jimmy, so we just buy them online.
You buy them online.
Yeah, we got some trucks online. We got a couple extra in India in case there's more seasons.
So you have access to the internet.
Yes,
And that helps the show, right? Everything goes better because of it.
absolutely.
I just want to get to the bottom of everything, you know?